Hi, I'm Rob, and in this Gems of War video, I want to give you a quick guide on how to get the most out of this Gnome Treasure Vault event. Really is the best event in the game, absolutely superb chance to get some fantastic rewards. What will happen is, when you do explores, you'll find gnomes come randomly crashing into your game now and again, and what you're hoping for is that one of those gnomes is carrying a verse. And once you've got verses 1, 2, 3 and 4, you can create a thing called a Nomapalooza, which you then craft in your Soul Forge, and gnomes then come crashing into your game absolutely continuously for 15 minutes, and you win them games as quickly as possible to gather and gain as many gnome vault keys as absolutely possible. Got 15 at the moment. Every time you fill up this bar at the bottom there, like I need another 8 to earn another vault key, you will earn another one. But that bar will get bigger and bigger every single time you complete the next stage. So all we're going to do is bash through games as quickly as possible. The best way to do this is to pick a really low level explore. Wild Plains, Cinder Mirage, Bright Forest contain the lowest enemies in the game, the easiest ones to bash up on level 1. And you can check and see if you can make any Nomapaloozas first by just taking a look in your inventory, going all the way down to the bottom, and this shows you how many verses you've got. Now you need one of each to be able to create a Nomapalooza. So providing you've got at least one of each, I've got 3 of verse 4. This means I can create 3 Nomapaloozas right now. This is a very typical thing in this game. You bizarrely end up with one, you end up with absolutely tons of, like I've got loads of verse 1, but verse 4 is the one I really need more of to be able to create more Nomapaloozas. But anyway, I've got enough to craft one, so how do we do that? We go to the Soul Forge, games, and tab over to other, then scroll down to where it says Nomapalooza. It should say 3, and there it is. That means I can craft 3 of these. Now each time you craft one of these, it's going to start a live 15-minute timer, which cannot be paused. So even if you go to the PlayStation button, you pause the game, close the game, it doesn't make any difference. It's a live 15-minute timer, so make sure that when you're doing this stage, you're not going to be disturbed. You can craft more than one at a time. If I crafted 3, for example, that would be 45 minutes. But that is a risk because A, you may want to get up to get a drink, go to the toilet, answer the door, feed your badger, things like that. So I tend to do these in generally times 2 at a time, which is half an hour. But I'm just going to do 1 for the sake of this video, just to show how this works. So we craft 1, we say yes, and instantly, no hanging around, you want to go back to that easy explore level 1. Pick your nice fast team, the one you use for the adventure board, things like that gets things done really quickly. Something like this is good. The Moon Mage team I got here is really good as well, gets things done really quickly. Let's just show these teams a couple of times each. Don't look at your rewards. When you finish the game, just crack on with the next game. This game is just cast that. That normally gets our troop up, 34 damage to all enemies in my case, win the game. You can chuck on Medals of Nisha if you want to increase the damage of your Moon Mage. Rowan team, most people are very familiar with. You can chuck on Medals of Guard to increase the armor of your Rowan. That's going to make things easier. Oh, not much in the way of green there to explode for Leprechaun, but hey ho, we'll see what happens. He's usually quicker than that, but we only started with a handful of green there, so yeah. They're still really nice and fast. And of course, if you've got the Rowan teams, not Rowan teams, Ironhawk teams, these are the fastest to get done in these, really, really quick with Ironhawk. Blast your way through these gnomes. In this case, you just cast Greed, cast Dust Devil, and the job is done, because they both have extra turns. You get the extra damage from Ironhawk. 5 damage to each when an ally casts a spell. 2 of them, that becomes 10 damage each, so you cast 2 troops, causing 20 damage, and you win the game because Greed does damage to all as well. So really, really quick on them ones as well. There is a second option on this kind of team, and it's by chucking Sister Superior in there as well. Same theory, cast Sister Superior first, then your Dust Devil second. You've got a Dragon Knight Gnome come in. This is where this team slows down slightly. I'm quite glad I've done it in a way. You can get her up and then cast. Oh, oops, done a mistake there. Meant to get my. Go on, get out of it. You can get your Dust Devil up first. Does extra damage. But yeah, that's the only bit that slows that team down really. you're not going to get that issue with the Rowan team or the Moon Mage team. But overall, these Ironhawk teams should be quicker because they're just consistently quick. It's a job done really, really fast. So the Nomapalooza is ended, and you may want to have a look at how many keys you've earned so far. First of all, open your mail because there will be extra vault keys in there. Then if you want to check the amount, you can pop back to your game section and the Gnome Vault, press the square button or the equivalent, and it will show you how many vault keys you got from there. Got 34 from 2 runs. That is actually a bit lower than average. If you want to check your epic vault keys, you can check that in your inventory itself. And obviously the more of these you do, the higher that bar goes. At the bottom you need to kill more gnomes to earn an extra bonus vault key. Now when it comes to actually opening your gnome vault keys themselves, I'd actually wait until next week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, whatever. There's no rush to open them. The rewards are going to be exactly the same. But the reason why it's better to open them next week is your time is better spent during this treasure vault weekend, killing more gnomes and earning even more keys. If you're opening these keys, you can't be doing battles earning more vault keys. You're actually technically wasting keys. So even if you've run out of Nomapaloozas, pop back to that explore level 1, do more explores, hope to get the gnome come crashing into the game with the verse that you want to do even more Nomapaloozas. Now when it comes to actually opening your vault keys, like I say, just imagine this is next week now, and you're going to want to pick your really quick Explore 12 team. That thing that gets things done really quickly on the hard levels. Like this is the team I use for this, but not everyone has 2 times Diamantina. Another really quick team for this is something like a Web Spinner, then 3 times the Great Worm or Eye of Arges. That creates 6 skulls every single turn, and Web Spinner does triple damage, and it wipes through these gnomes really, really quickly. That is a really, really quick team for getting things done as well, and it's kind of the lazy person's team. It does just things really, really quickly in a hurry. Skulls match themselves a lot of the time, but this Diamantina team just cast 2 Diamantinas back to back, gets things done really quick. So there it is. There's my quick guide to the Treasure Vault event. Think of it as 3 different stages: doing explore level 1s to find the verses to make the Nomapaloozas, doing the Nomapaloozas to get all the keys, and then opening your keys. But like I say, wait till next week. Spend your time getting even more keys while you can. There's the video. If you enjoyed it, found it useful or helpful, be really cool if you bash that like and subscribe button. It really does help. But most of all, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you again next time. Bye for now.